Christ said, "Think not that I came to bring peace upon the earth, but a sword." And he promised division. He said he came to set a son at variance with his father and a daughter with his mother, and a man's enemies will be those of his own household. In fact, he said in his hometown he could do little miracles because they had little faith. He said a prophet is hated in his hometown. So the more you grow in your walk with God, you're going to start to see that you're going to have to create division in your life. You're going to have to create those boundaries. This is the reversal. So the truth is what sets us free. So the truth is following God's laws, which is the way that Christ was and the way that Christ taught. So once we do that, we automatically have to divide ourselves from the path of basically, we grew up in a culture where we didn't know God's laws. So us following Christ is literally us dividing from the culture we grew up in. That's why Christ came to bring division, not peace, because we can't make peace with sinful traditions. We have to come up out of that. That's why the scriptures call on us to repent. We're supposed to come out of Babylon. America is Mystery Babylon that's spoken of in Revelation 17. You know what I'm saying? Once you start really looking into prophecy and seeing how things confirm, it just shows you how true the testimony of Christ and the prophets is. So, and it shows us the reason we're in the condition we're in today here in America or around the world. I want to read this passage for you guys real quick. This is the book of Matthew chapter 12, starting at verse 46. While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. Shalom.